I'm Mike.
I'm Kat.
I'm Jay.
And today we're reviewing Men in Black 3.
That's right. Remember to subscribe and like the video if you haven't already.
So, it is an action comedy sci-fi for those of you who, for some reason, somehow do not know what Men in Black is.
Do you think they waited too long?
They waited 10 years. Tommy Lee Jones is old now.
Well, actually, I actually found this one very surprisingly well done. I'm not sure what all the reviews are talking about it, giving it like a 5 out of 10. Oh, Toby!
So, the plot is that right at the beginning, Agent J is assassinated in a certain way that we won't give away. And
By a kiss.
By a kiss. And Agent J has to go back in time to save him and save the world while he's at it. The bad guy is Boris the Animal, and it's played by the guy from Flight of the Conchords, Jermaine Clement.
Oh, that's who it was.
Yeah.
I was like spitting all over the place trying to remember.
Yeah, that's him.
I thought it was the guy from The Matrix, Agent Smith. The problem for me with this film is everything was there. It had all the right elements. All the original characters were there, except for the Elkie, Agent Zed.
Yeah, you know why?
Because he's
like,
an Elkie.
Yeah, he's an alcoholic and they couldn't hire him, I guess.
Yeah, I think the jokes sometimes just land flat for me. There's like nice little jokes, like you see like Tim Burton on the screen or Lady Gaga, you're like, oh, they're an alien.
Those are awesome. You see homage, well not homage, but you see references to Frank, the pug from the other one.
Yeah, but you don't see Frank.
Yeah, which is too bad.
It just feels like it lost its magic. I don't know how to explain it. Everything's there, and there are some funny parts, and it is a cool story.
Maybe it's because it's not new anymore.
And the one other problem I had was some of the supporting characters were not as good as in the past. Like Johnny Knoxville was amazing when he was in the film.
Right.
You look back into the first one, like Frank the Pug's an amazing character.
Yeah.
All those like characters on the side.
Like that. There's a guy who is omnipotent in a way, I guess. Like there's an alien. There's an alien that can see all different futures and all different realities.
Yeah.
And he was okay.
Well, no, he
Really
was. I think he was.
funny.
Well, no, he wasn't funny. He was there for the touching moment at the end.
Yeah.
He was like his plot device was to make it touching.
Semi-annoying.
Yeah, but what was missing from this,
sorry,
I think, was really those character actors. Those actors who could like really become the aliens.
The funny
and
comic
be,
relief.
Yeah, be really funny in those moments because there's a lot of those moments in this, but none of it is funny. Like they go into this restaurant. And it's supposed to be haha funny like the first film, but it's like they've done it a million times now, so it's not as fun for them.
Right.
And that's how it plays off. It's not as fun for us because we've seen it.
Yes.
But there's no comedy in it. Like they try to make it funny, but it isn't. It did one good thing. It brought the drama at the end.
Yeah.
Because you're thinking at the end, it's just going to be this big Hollywood effects thing, and you're not going to actually feel like touch, like the relationship between J and K isn't really there in the other two movies. They're just kind of there, you know, playing off each other, and that's the whole Hollywood machine doing that. In this one, they really actually, you feel for them. You're like, oh, I see why. Oh, and then it, you know, it ends on a really happy note in the series.
Yeah, it's a nice little twist and explanation at the end. Josh Brolin does an excellent performance here. Probably,
Excellent.
Probably, well, superb. Probably a highlight of the film. He does an excellent impression of Tommy Lee Jones.
Yeah.
Spot on. Probably picked it up from No Country for Old Men when they did work together. I think someone was telling me if he was impersonating anyone else, like Gandhi or someone that did it that spot on, he would win an Academy Award.
Yeah,
because it's a character
Yeah.
in Black.
It's a silly, like, they won't nominate him, but
amazing job.
he literally is the early Tommy Lee Jones.
Yeah,
and
there's
it's
no
so,
confusion.
Yeah, it's so spot on that I think they should have shown more of it. So we watched it in 3D, and I can tell you this, doesn't add anything, doesn't take away anything.
I have to say, out of all the movies that have come out in 3D recently, this one actually has some cool scenes where it's like, whereas all the other movies, like, they try to give it depth, whatever. But I find the rooms irritating. I don't want to watch movies in 3D.
And the effects, they're good, but there's some moments where you could clearly see that it was shot on a blue screen. What do you give it?
I'm gonna have to give this a 7 out of 10. It's got all the elements there, but there's just the magic's not there. It's missing. There's something missing with this film. I just don't think it is as funny as it could have been.
It doesn't have Will Smith's charisma.
Will Smith seems like he's
kind of depressed.
Well, yeah, a little sad, not doing it. He's just doing it for the paycheck kind of thing. He doesn't seem. You can tell
he hasn't done a movie in 3.5 years.
Well, yeah, you can tell like he's getting up there in age. He doesn't seem like the young Will Smith.
He's gonna start directing or producing or something.
Probably.
Jay, what do you give it?
I give it the same as Mike. I think it's better than the second film. It almost feels like a reboot of the series because the characters are really connected to each other for once since the first film. I thought that some of the aliens were not so creative, but the bad guy, you know, I don't want to give away too much, but he has this little...
Jesus.
Yeah. He's got this little crab that comes in and out of his hand, and he's like friends with it. And that was brilliant. I love that. He was
cool.
connected to this little friend that did things for him. So that was amazing. Cat Chat, what do you give it?
I have to give it a 6. I didn't hate it or anything like that. I didn't think it was terrible, but I didn't think it was worth paying for the AVX, the 3D, etc., etc. Like,
no.
For whatever it is, $18 or something? Nah. If you can go to a matinee or you can go to a cheap theater or something, see it. But I don't know. It was funny. There were funny parts, entertaining parts, but it wasn't exciting enough. It wasn't funny enough. The effects were cool, but not amazing. And the characters, other than Josh Brolin, I find the acting didn't really slay me.
They weren't into it. So tell us what you guys think of the film.
Comment below.
You heard it here first. Go to a slutty theater, a cheap theater, one of the rainbow theaters in Canada, and watch it, because that's what it's worth.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.